This is Javier Bardem. You're listening to Call Now. Friendo.
Call now.
Call now.
Call now. Call now. Call or log on now.
Call now.
Call right now. Call in the next 18 minutes. Call in the next 16 minutes.
Call in the next 7 minutes.
Call or log on now.
Hello and welcome to Call Now, where we plunge headfirst into the surreal world of infomercial. And while we can't offer you free shipping, we can guarantee that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are definitely those of this network. Thank you, Tim. My name is Dan Sturdivant. I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts on this three-man weave known as Call Now, Mark Pedrati. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Dan.
Great to see you.
I'm feeling razor sharp tonight.
You need to be, for obvious reasons. Dave Sandrini, how are you, Doctor?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you guys? Happy to be here. Hey, guys.
Great. Guys, I'm fired up because I haven't had a good excuse to do bad Tim Allen and Al Borland impressions for quite some time. And gentlemen, it's tool time. We're stepping in the garage. We're getting goofy. We're going to do a little home improvement. We're talking about the Rotorazer.
The following is a paid advertisement for Rotorazer, brought to you by Ideal Living.
Uh-oh, can't find the right saw for the job? You need a hand saw for this, a circular saw for that, a band saw, a miter saw, and a jigsaw? And with all the different blades, that job's turned into an expensive jigsaw puzzle. Not anymore. Hi, everybody, I'm Joe Fowler, and this is the Rotorazer.
Cue sound. The Rotorazer. It is a handsaw.
A handsaw.
It is a miter saw.
A miter saw.
A jigsaw.
I want to play a game.
Bandsaw.
A band saw.
A tile saw.
A tile saw.
Every saw ever.
Can't find the right saw for the job?
It is the most unique saw I've ever seen.
That's incredible.
It is very well used and is presented by one of my favorite presenters in the history of presentation, Mr. Joe Fowler.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Fowler.
It's, I think, a pretty cool infomercial overall. It's very fast.
Wow, that was fast.
It's very loud. It's kind of like being in the back of a poorly maintained muscle car for 28 minutes. So you feel a little bit dangerous. You feel like you or the person taking you down this road could definitely get injured.
Fast, clean, and safe.
But it's also kind of fun.
I like that.
Did you guys ever see this before we talked about it this week? Because it's a relatively new infomercial. It's not one of our hardwood classics.
Oh, gosh.
But because Uncle Joe's in it, it feels like it kind of brings some of the old to the new.
Never seen it. And the Tool infomercials are new to me also.
Are you kidding me?
So I came in kind of very curious. You know, I kind of just started to forget about the Razor.
This is a piece of junk, Ron.
Once Big Joe Fowler came out.
Hello.
Because, guys, I can't put it any other way. This guy's fucking nuts.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Going crazy.
You know, this boy is gone.
Boy is gone.
All of these guys have their little special bit of sauce that
With sauces.
make them a pitchman. They're all loud. They're all in your face.
Let me see that.
They're all funny when, you know, you're watching the infomercial.
In their own ways, yeah.
Yes, easy.
You can do it. Anybody can do it.
Thanks a lot, Lynn.
Yeah, but man, are they different.
Yeah. And Mark, I'll let you approach the bench for your opening statement, counsel, before I make a ruling.
Well, the only thing he has right, Joe, in this whole thing is that, yeah, he's not a professional.
Or a do-it-yourselfer like me.
Because he's not. Going back to this actual piece, it didn't ever stick out because I felt like I've already seen 30,000
Thousands and thousands.
handheld,
Big handful.
some sort of carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
I was thinking the same thing. I wrote that down. I was like, I feel like I've seen this before, but I haven't, because I definitely haven't seen this one. But I know the cuts.
You know what? I could plunge cut with
I knew when he was going to do the curve one in the wood.
Along the curb line.
I knew when they were going to hit the corners on the tile.
Tile, everybody.
It's in my DNA to understand what was coming next. But I was like, no, that, like, the specific things that stick out from this were like, okay, those are unique. I haven't seen this before.
There's, you know, like the Dremel tool.
Meet the next generation Dremel Multimax.
That's a classic infomercial.
Yeah.
They hit the same hits. It's that they're not like sawing things, they're just polishing things, or they're doing that. It's the same exact thing. So to me, this was a tool that really didn't stick out of the bunch. But
Are you kidding me?
With that said, I love Joe on Independence Day. Jesus.
Hello.
Joe Fowler. So let's spend a little bit of time.
That's real, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's not joking.
Joe Fowler is actually my hero. He's had my dream career trajectory.
I dream about buying.
Three-sport star athlete in high school in Montana, where he still resides with his family. He became an actual sports broadcaster.
Yes!
He worked for a station in San Antonio for a while, and then, as Mark alluded to, he got bit by the acting bug.
Man, I got a bad bite.
And he had a pretty diverse history of roles, including reporter, announcer, reporter, sports announcer, and Anaheim reporter. So he had some range. He wasn't afraid to show it.
Look at this. Watch this.
He was in some incredible classics. Mark, you mentioned Independence Day.
Welcome to Earth.
Also Cobra.
Clean up your act.
And also D2 the Mighty Ducks. Kid's got some screen time. He's an incredible guy for being able to, I don't know, I think be a little bit more diverse than your standard pitchman, right?
Definitely not a surprise, but kind of cool.
I like that.
He probably realized how good he was at it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously all the producers that got him as a reporter, announcer, like that's no joke. Like he's got a good voice. He's good in front of the camera. He's polished, so.
Yeah, man.
The All-Americans, captained by Lex Luger.
And did you guys notice one of the unique things about this infomercial? It's something that's different from anything that we've seen so far and is fairly unique for infomercials overall.
Hint. Give us a hint.
Give us a hint, yeah.
So,
Jesus.
the hint might give it away. So, Joe was the pitchman, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no audience?
Oh. No host. It's just Joe.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Fowler.
He's doing both jobs.
I hate this song.
He is the host pitchman hybrid, and he does other shows where he's just the host.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Joe.
Kathy, help.
But I think speaking to his ability to wear both hats, to work on both sides of the aisle.
Gentleman will sit. The gentleman is correct in sitting.
And then when he's here on an island, like, could you imagine Popeil doing 28 minutes staring down the barrel with no one to throw a bucket of water on him?
Does that sound great?
Or no one for him to condescend?
Dump it in.
Dump it in.
Right.
Dump it in.
The whole
Don't
thing.
talk to me.
Right.
Dump it in.
That'd be rough.
I will say, though, it is a very slick production, editing and sound design wise. He does get breaks by design of the script. There's a lot of people that are popping in. He's not alone too often. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when he's on stage alone, he's in and out pretty quickly.
Wow, that was fast.
He's got to be up for a significant amount of time. You're right.
Yeah, and when he is on stage by himself, he might be working on some crafts.
Even use it for craft projects.
Or some home improvement. Or make some plunge cuts, babe.
You know what? I could plunge cut with
That's crazy. Yeah, because he's doing the pitch and he's working the machine
Can we turn off the machines?
in different venues. You know what I mean?
If you think about it, if that job was split like it normally is, he's still doing twice the work.
Can you see that working?
Right? He's still having to do the throw to the people,
Sean is a general contractor for how many years?
the interview,
Oh, I do it all the
the
time.
back and forth, the banter, and keep banging home that it's so precise,
Perfect and precise.
so fast,
Speed frying.
so safe,
not want to hurt myself.
so clean.
Clean.
Someday we'll talk about the value prop here, but he knew he had to do it all himself to show how easy
So fast and easy. You'll actually enjoy doing it yourself.
product was, how many different things it could do,
Any project, big or small, Rotorazer can do it all.
fits in the palm of your hand.
Fits my hand great.
The ease of the setup of the production is really what's selling this product opposed to the actual product.
Heavy lies the crown, sort of thing.
Heavy lies the crown. Sort of thing.
Yeah, he's the one man. He's the whole band.
I am the coach. I'm the coach and I'm the point guard. I'm the two forwards, the center, and I'm the other guard. I'm the entire organization.
But I feel like Joe loves being able to do it himself.
I did it with my own two hands. I can't believe this. I'm telling
It's
you.
kind of like Vin Scully, right? It's like the play-by-play broadcaster who I can do play-by-play and color. I can tell my own stories. And the 2-2s, low and outside, count runs full. In 1974, I got a burrito for the first time. Wasn't the last time I'd have a burrito either, as that one's high and tight. Ball four, and the sacks are packed. The Dodgers here in the top of the third.
For some reason, when I say Albert, I'm not thinking of the great Pujols. I'm thinking of being about 11 years old. 2-1 the count.
Whoa, this guy, he has split personalities. That's great. And hence why I relate very much to Mr. Joe Fowler.
he's fluid too.
Wet. You gotta have it wet.
Yeah, but that's what's kind of fun about this is that it's dangerous because he's carrying a blade.
Some folks call it a sling blade.
With a motor.
Hey, Mike.
And he's giving his pitch. He could cut himself.
1101, 1816 is the item number
It's
on
not like
this
he's
one.
making a sauce, for God's sakes.
And now I'm going to show you how to make my clam sauce. Can we turn off the machines?
He's cutting things with a blade.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. The band is out on the field, right? He is.
He's an actor. This is his script. Imagine Jamie Foxx. Like, Jamie Foxx, you do the hosting of this.
Welcome to Earth.
Wouldn't he be so good at that as a pitchman?
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Jamie Foxx.
He'd be like the best with the tool.
If you want to see what 13 inches looks like.
He would be the best pitching the tool.
Switch tool.
But these actors, they just dig it up. They love the challenge of being able to learn it and sell
I
it.
do like that you put Joe Fowler on the same level as Jamie Foxx as an actor, and I don't think that's incorrect.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
Probably both 3-sport athletes, I would guess.
Right? Yeah, and I actually heard it came down to Dennis Quaid or Joe Fowler for any given Sunday, and they wanted a lefty. So
I don't know what to say, really.
they said, Joe, it's your job to lose, but unfortunately, we went to the studios, they road tested it, and it came down, they wanted a southpaw. So.
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Joe looks athletic. I mean, let's Bowflex Joe for a second.
You guys, you want to look like
Joe Fowler.
I mean, he might have put a little bit on, but I bet he could just I bet he's got some post moves.
I bet you can cut some off with the saw.
Monster saw.
I mean, he is dancing on that stage,
He's definitely fleet of foot.
This fast?
I don't know if he's pretty fast for a big guy or pretty big for a fast guy. He's one or the other, maybe both. Again, he's a hybrid.
That's all I do.
A lot of love for Uncle Joe.
I dream about buying.
But again, let's take 1 second and just a little bit of reminder, a little bit of overview of the product itself, and all the credit in the world goes to OurHomesMagazine.com for their incredibly thorough summary and review.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
So, the Rotorazer saw is a professional grade tool that combines 7 saws in one.
No, not 6. I said 7.
It's a circular saw,
A circular saw for that.
a miter saw,
A miter saw.
tile saw,
Tile, everybody.
a hacksaw,
hacksaw, Jim Duggan?
a handsaw,
A handsaw.
a jigsaw,
You don't know me.
and a bandsaw. It comes with 3 sharp blades
Choose your blade.
that can cut through any material thrown their way.
Any material thrown their way.
Human material. The saw draws its power from a highly effective
You can tell how effective this machine is.
400-watt motor that is capable of operating at speeds of up to 3,400 RPMs, or as Joe described, 3,400 screaming RPMs. The tool's construction-grade chassis offers better grip for maximum control and comfort.
Light, fits in my hand great.
Feels great in the palm of your hand.
Looks magic.
It also features an adjustable cutting depth lever that allows you to set your preferred depth.
Power rod.
Which leads to the safety and hopefully, potentially, why Joe didn't lose any fingers that we saw during the filming of this infomercial.
Momentum is what makes free weights dangerous sometimes.
You can choose between several options, including shallow, medium, and deep cuts. That only sounds like 3. As if that's not enough, the Rotorazer saw is multi-directional.
Now look at that.
You know what that means? It means that you can cut in any direction,
Miter cuts.
including vertically, horizontally, straight, along a curved, or even upside down. This feature comes in handy when making shallow cuts on your ceiling.
I did not want to hurt myself.
You guys make shallow cuts on your ceiling, right? Come on, guys.
You guys?
And you tell me, Bernie.
That's really all it comes down to. The pricing.
The price is right.
Interesting. Might as well grab our fork and knife and just take a big bite out of the price right now.
What is the price? Are you going to tell
So
us?
it's 4 easy payments of $49.99. But if you order in the next 30 minutes,
That's right. Order in the next 10 minutes.
only 3 easy payments, which I loved the faux urgency of an internet show that offers no phone number, that's only available online. But if you order it in the next 30 minutes, they'll knock a payment off. And it's weird because I went on their website this afternoon and they made me that offer.
Well, that's good.
I should probably go buy some lotto tickets because I caught 2 of the offer periods when they were offering 1 free payment. So,
oh, that's great. That's great for you.
you guys are working with the luckiest boy in town.
We got a trash can right here.
So, that's the tool itself. Got the how, we got the where, but the big question I think that you should probably start asking is, why?
Religion, greed, money, sex. But why? Why?
Yeah, it's a great question, Dan. And guys, as always, it is easy to dismiss this stuff as pure schlock, but we have to consider the whys of each show because there are a lot of them. We got another pitch-centric one, right? Joe
Oh, yeah.
Fowler, true Coke machine.
That Coca-Cola machine.
Who can stay at 11
The numbers all go to
for a
11.
very long time.
Sorry. So, I mean, we mentioned his size and, broad shoulders. Which type of Coke machine are you talking about? Are you talking about Miami in 1984 Coke machine?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Or are you talking about high school cafeteria, back right corner, $1.25?
Miami 1984, but also, it could work both ways.
Okay,
right?
just wanted to clarify, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're going to have to answer to the Coca-Cola
For
company.
boring stuff,
I don't care.
Rotorazer has some graphic work that they paid for, sprinkled throughout.
Let your kids have fun doing all the decorating.
But the best one is definitely the time lapse of the guy who actually roto-razors the plywood and creates the logo, which then turns into a VFX style thing. That was new and cool and probably expensive. The complete edit of this project is, I thought, really clean and snappy.
Joe, I love it. There's no cleanup.
Good sound design, which is interesting because I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the razor has to be louder than the pasta maker.
It is if you want it to be.
Ron Popeil's thing.
Can we turn off the machines?
But we don't really have the same audio issues here. You know what I mean? Sound guy did a better job. Let's give the sound guy a hand, right?
Not to give him too much credit, he has equipment that's 20 years newer, but yeah.
And he doesn't have 6 going on at the same time, but yeah.
I have 5 other machines operating over here.
Oh, that's it.
But he does have a jigsaw.
Most people are so ungrateful.
I don't know, guys.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
point. When it's Marcy versus Nathan, there are multiple tools running at the same time. Great point, Dave.
You switch tools.
Yep.
Point counterpoint.
Here is point
The
counterpoint.
best visuals are what the product does. I think you guys maybe were a little against this.
Let me see that.
I was interested and satisfied by each material that was cut
I don't care.
and how it was cut.
Oh, that's great.
I liked it. I was into it.
I like that.
We got to talk about this real quick.
I'm gonna do a couple more real quick.
At 26 minutes, he kind of breaks his structure and just starts cutting everything,
Uh-oh.
which is clearly the best part.
It's the lightning round.
One of you mugs got a light.
The boy's gone.
You got to imagine it was the end of the day, and Joe said, "Wait, I got an idea.
But wait.
Why don't I just cut through all the other stuff we have?"
Joe,
And
no. Come on. We got half
Doesn't
the
it-
stuff packed up. He's like, guys! He has his Mick
Doesn't it
moment.
go off the rails a little bit?
Right over the hole.
A little?
Yeah, he does a line and then cuts a line, yeah.
It's like it's all so like perfectly edited and put together, and it's crazy because there's a pitch man. But then he's like, "You guys want me to cut everything? Should I cut everything?" And we're like, "Okay."
Rotorazer.
Everything.
Dave, imagine if he had somebody standing next to him, he might want to cut that person.
Dude, cut him.
He's just like, give me something to cut.
Got any berries?
You know,
No.
you know that guy Mike from your office that you don't like so much?
Mike Keenan's a genius.
Oh man.
Any material.
Yeah. So I think all in all, it's good. That's good. Joe Fowler is, pardon my French, fucking nuts.
Add some nuts.
Somehow, this one is middle of the road for me.
Right to the middle.
Maybe you guys can help me figure it out.
Figure it out for yourself.
I don't think it's quite surreal enough for our taste.
Did somebody say muffins?
Right?
Like the product.
Not like I look bad.
Maybe it's a little forgettable.
I look okay.
Best bits, as always, are when they get too many people on set.
It's time for the Rotorazer
See
challenge.
Bowflex.
This one's mine. You can't have
See
it.
Magic Bullet.
Yeah, that all sounds great. Now let's get to the food.
And they start getting to use the product like when they're in the hardware store.
Do you realize what you're cutting?
That I wouldn't say a disappointment, but not surreal enough for me.
Flavor steam fryer roast.
I think Joe carries enough of the weight of this.
Look at this. Watch this.
Watching him work at such a pace
I hate this sauce.
so consistently.
Not anymore.
Because a lot of these guys, like you said before, who will peak at 12, like Tom Purvis,
Holy smoke.
yeah.
Look at that
who
muscle
was like, you
work.
can tell he's trying to rein it in. Joe was leaving it on the dance floor, and it was constant. It was consistent too, which was, I thought, was great. Keep it going the way he did the entire time without any help. So like there were distractions, but he never had any help.
Kathy, help.
Even when he brought out Sean Hinckley, contractor at 20 years,
Don't take my word for it. Here's Sean
he
Hinckley.
had to keep feeding Sean stuff to keep him awake. Anyone that came out there, he was doing all the heavy lifting.
Mike, it's not even gonna lift the veneer on the corner.
And you're not wrong. I thought it looked great also. There is definitely something satisfying about just watching stuff get cut.
Cut it out.
I fully agree with that. It was fun, but unremarkable.
That's incredible.
If we can talk about the Hazel moment.
Stinky, nasty God.
Magic Bullet.
That's some bullet.
The only thing I had I guess, was the doghouse.
I wouldn't call myself a handyman.
Shout out to Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Segura.
AKA DJ Dabmouth, AKA Duct Tape.
I mean, I didn't think that Ellis was that old, but you look great.
I want to look like that guy.
You built the shit out of that doghouse.
But I wanted to build a doghouse for my son's new best friend.
Well, thank you, Tom.
Appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
Did the kid even have a line?
No.
No.
Wait, what year was this?
This is 2020.
Like, when was the last time a dog slept outside?
Aren't we past that? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. A doghouse and a birdhouse in this thing, it's like,
Crafting and woodworking.
this is not going to age well, guys.
I mean,
Not at all.
Yeah. You say that, but the doghouse is built inside and looks like in somebody's house. So.
Yeah, but it's a dog. It's an outside dog. It's got a roof on it.
He's a man. He had a beard.
Actually, you know what? If they talked about cutting like shingles and stuff like that, I
Like cutting the shingles down to size.
thought that would be a pretty good kind of like DIY use of the product.
Do you like to do it yourself?
He cut the shingles for the doghouse.
But yeah, like that was it. Like I would have focused on that at one of the whatever.
This is John.
I get a really close like Phil Swift.
Hi, Phil Swift here.
Part of the reason why you're programmed to think that way.
But Phil does this. He slaps the thing.
It clings to the surface.
He rides the boat. He's the host. He's also the user.
And remember, I'm not only the heckler president, but I'm also a
There's
client.
two reasons why. The first one is that it's the blue dad button down in khakis that they both wear as their official uniform of fixing things around your house, which every Saturday you come on by the house, I'll be in my blue denim button down in khakis as I'm doing my home improvement projects. And the other thing too, I found this in the research, that Phil Swift and Joe Fowler are actually brothers-in-law.
What?
They married two sisters, yes, from South Dakota, and now I couldn't keep it going. No, they're just a couple of chunky guys who like to sling shit.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that?
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
You had me.
You had me at hello.
They're like the same age, round white guys selling that stuff.
Yeah.
But I got the comparison there, which I do think that is praise to him because Phil Swift is all over your television right now. He's an absolute star.
It instantly fills gaps and holes.
This is a bad product, and I just wanted to get into.
I'm not sure it is. So take it.
I want to get into the cutting depth of this thing.
Can your saw do that?
It says it's replacing these 7 different saws. These saws cut 2x4s, huge things.
Huge.
I know it's versatile.
personal versatile.
I know you can move with it.
Go.
I know you can pick up a piece of pipe,
Copper pipe, PVC pipe.
cut it in your hand.
With gloves on.
That's fine, but
You really can.
this is like
I saw him do it.
half an inch
If you want to see what 13 inches looks
of
like,
metal, which is a little more than, I mean, we're talking, he's cutting tin foil in this infomercial.
Yeah, but you don't have to use those dreaded tin snips. No, thank you.
You know what? Even when I use tin snips and our metalworking, it's not that smooth.
Are they really selling it to replace these things? Or should they say it's kind of like these things, but we're selling it to do a little birdhouse,
I'm a crafter.
cut a couple shingles.
Like cutting the shingles.
I felt like the alienation against
Welcome to Earth.
the real tools was the big problem.
But that is what I liked about it.
And I really like that.
Because in the other infomercials, I could make fun of what you're making fun of all day long.
What's wrong, Eli?
But I think we mentioned this in a different podcast. I can't remember which one it was.
Done so many.
Probably Nickelback.
But the DIY aspect of this, there's like
You can do it yourself.
the subtext of this is DIY.
One-handed.
Because he's kind of giving you the options of things you can do with this tool, and it looks like it works pretty good.
I look okay.
So when I see him cutting a pipe,
And when it comes to pipe,
cutting part of a doghouse,
My son and I had a doghouse.
I go, you know what? Like maybe I could use a tool like that
I want to look like that guy.
to do some of my own projects. Maybe I could do this myself.
Do you like to do it yourself?
So I'm kind of a mark.
I'm Mark Pedrati.
So I have to say, I don't care that it's not a skill saw, a jigsaw,
this is your wake-up call.
or a table saw,
Half the table.
or a bandsaw. I'm kind of like, I want that thing.
I want you to meet
But
him.
he's comparing it to those.
then Rotorazer is the answer to your prayers. Because nothing else compares.
He's replacing those.
But I have a couple of those,
Good for you.
and I don't use them that often. I mean, tell me I shouldn't buy this.
You should buy this, by the way.
What if I kept that 4th easy payment on there? Would you buy it?
That's too much.
I'm the mark for sure.
I've been heavy all my life.
The point around what it can and can't replace is well taken for the most part, but I mean, and he says you can do construction, remodeling, or crafts.
For construction, remodeling, you can even use it for craft projects.
He's not really trying to sell us to contract. Like he badmouths contractors 80% of the time, and then at the end he's like, All right, let's get some contractors in here. These guys can use it too. It's like, yeah, the pros use it too. We're just kidding. All things about being a contractor and how dangerous they are and how much they charge you and how much of a ripoff it is to have a contractor.
You can pay a contractor by the hour and spend a lot of money, or you can do it yourself fast and easy with the Rotorazer.
It's strong enough for a man, but it's made for a woman, and that's okay too.
Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
So it's, yeah, they kind of try to thread the needle there.
When he brings the contractors in at the end,
I use it every day in my plumbing business.
they should just be like, oh yeah, I use this every day when I'm on my thin material day.
I'm a bacon fan.
When I'm doing thin drywall.
Let's go to the drywall.
They kind of sold it like, oh, I threw all my other shit in the trash too.
What are you doing with the trash can?
But that's so in the nature of the infomercial.
I like the guy who said that he'd never seen one before, but he heard about it.
This guy told me about the Bowflex.
Like, well, then why are you here?
So this is the Rotorazer. I've heard about it. I've never used it before.
We just got out of the hardware store and we've seen the Joes. Now we want the pros. And this guy's like, it saved my plumbing business because I'm cutting all the pipes. I do PVC pipe, copper pipe, fit pipe, dad pipe, foot pipe, laid pipe, Brett pipes. Cool. There's a
pipe.
lot of pipes. Good job, man.
This chest is going crazy.
And then Mustache Boy's like, I could use this on all my projects.
Can you see that working?
Then that guy's like, huh, I've heard about these. Never seen them before. He's like, yeah, I'd use it. Whatever. Piece of shit. It's like, oh, cool.
That is awesome.
Thanks for showing up, man.
Let me ask you guys this without ever touching the product. Dave, do you think you could take this product right here and do what they did with it?
I could cut one thing probably.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Dave!
If I had to cut a water pipe, a 1-inch water pipe, I could do it. If I had to cut a tile, I could do it.
South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North
I could even cut it on my glass dining room table.
I'm cutting this board right on top of a glass
Because
table.
if you watch the whole infomercial, you would know that you have enough space with a plunge cut.
You know what? I could plunge cut with this.
To achieve that. So I say yes.
Done!
Yeah, I could do it. I would do a bad job, but I could definitely do it.
I got a bad back. I feel his head. I got a bad bite.
Do you have any cement that you could just cut into?
Yeah, I'm going to grab a cinder block. I'll be right back.
Spoiler alert.
Could it cut through Flex Seal? Or would it? They both
You
just...
seen the end of Ghostbusters? Yeah. Don't cross the streams!
I hate this sauce.
Well, there you go. I guess we might as well, what? Go to the Ronnies? It's no secret that infomercials love to claim that the products they're pitching are award-winning, but let's not forget that they wouldn't have any of those fake awards without the hard work of the real stars of these infomercials. And that's why each week we hand out the Ronnies, our acknowledgement of the greatest moments and performances in these informative and supposedly objective works of art. Named in honor of the godfather and patron saint of TV pitchmen, Ron Popeil. This week's Ronnies will get started where we usually do with the best value proposition. So Joe Fowler throws the value props out quick and repeatedly. So kind of do the same. Our first nominee, precision. As you alluded to, Dave, you can cut on a glass table with a dollar bill under it, and it's so precise that that's how you should cut your things, is on top of glass tables and with money underneath, because that makes sense.
Take a look at this. I'm cutting this board right on top of a glass table.
Versatility. Remember, this replaces 7 million saws.
It's the one saw that cuts it all.
It's clean. There's no cleanup because this is the Flowbee of saws. There's a vacuum attachment.
Plug one end into the dust release valve, then plug the other end into the hose of any vacuum.
And what's funny is it's a BYOV situation. You bring your own vacuum.
This one's mine. You can't have it.
They just give you the hose attachment, which they value at $30.
We'll also include the handy dust removal attachment kit, a $30 value at no extra charge.
Which I was like, wait a minute. So were you really going to charge people separately for that thing? Because
believe me, it's well worth
we
it.
talk about it for a third of the fucking show. And you're not just going to include that? Interesting. Okay. It's lightweight. It's so light.
One of you mugs got a light.
A lady can use it with one hand. Arr.
And Marcy, you are a
professional mom.
Or a woman.
It's fast. It's so fast.
So fast.
A lady can use it in 1 minute.
How is the mood striking you now?
And it's safe. It's so safe that you can blindly cut holes in your drywall and not give a shit about wires or plumbing.
It's so fast and easy. It plunge cuts right into the drywall. Now look at this. You're not cutting into any dangerous live wires or plumbing.
Mark, I know that you tend to take a skeptical eye to things.
I'm the skeptic of the group.
Unironically, do any one of these things resonate with you at all? as an actual value proposition for the
Oh yeah,
tool.
the most amazing thing I had was the plug-in to send whatever the
Floby boys.
the material was that was coming off what you're cutting into a vacuum
really smart.
cleaner.
I love that.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
It's a little bit of a vacuum thing on top of it.
Looks magic.
It's almost as genius as putting a little flashlight on the end of a screwdriver.
A ratcheting screwdriver and a flashlight in the same exact unit.
You know, it like fits into that category. So all the other stuff is, I think, debatable.
We have no response. That was perfect.
But the cleanliness of the suction and vacuuming is the most important
That's
thing.
the way you do it. That's the way you debate.
I like that.
I like that.
This just gave me $1 million idea. Maybe. What about, so building on the Floby, the vacuum attachment concept of things, I'm thinking about in the kitchen. Could we have something that's a cutting board attachment to move things off the cutting board as you're chopping to keep it clean workstation?
Like some kind of air system.
Yeah. Cutting board based.
That's attached to the blade.
Ooh, blade air.
Yeah. Blade air is good.
Wait, bro, does it go straight into compost though?
Yeah, if you get the attachment, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an extra $30 value. We'll include that for free on the blade air.
Oh, hell yeah.
Air has been used for cooking for centuries. Blades have been used to cut things for decades. Ting, 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 ting. Blade air. Blade air cooking. A B+ effort production.
This has been a B+ effort. We'll try our next.
See? We're making money on top of money. Come on, guys.
That's pretty good.
I work here. Blade air. So sorry, Dave, you haven't had a chance to chime in on the value propositions. So you can choose to either opine on the value propositions for the Rotorazer or continue to help me build out our new side project here of the Blade Air home clean chef cooking system. Your choice.
Let's double dip because let's keep things clean and let's keep them safe.
Baby
and that's where I am right now. And I think that's what the Blade Air could do. I also think that's what the Rotorazer. That's what I like about it.
And I really like that.
Between clean and safe, let's
Clean and safe.
go with safe.
I did not want to hurt myself.
Because I do think that's the best value proposition in that small
enough to keep on your countertop, a small kitchen, or a motorhome.
Clean.
It was very, very simple to clean.
Versatile.
The personal versatile.
Those things all fit into the safety of it. I mean, we watched this guy pretty much destroy his set with one of them without removing a finger.
Now, I noticed that you're wearing gloves.
That we saw.
Maybe it is safe. Maybe it works. Maybe that's a good reason to buy it. I go with safe.
Very safe machine.
Yeah, that's fair. The speed thing, I think that goes more like the power thing. It's like a power cut thing, and the plunge cuts was big. You have to drill pilot holes.
Finally, we've got Nathan doing his pilot holes.
Plunge cut.
Or you'd have to use a jigsaw previously.
The device you're wearing is hooked into your upper and lower jaws.
But it's just the kind of thing where I don't want my saw to be fast. Like it's kind of the last thing I want. I want a saw like it should cut fast but move slow, so that I'm guaranteed to keep my fingers.
You cannot make any mistakes.
That almost works against the safety part of it a little bit. And also, to the thing, Mark, that you brought up before, too, about this, how deep can this thing cut?
With the Rotorazer, you can completely control the depth of the blade.
Like, I get that it's an adjustable guard, but it's like when he just slams the thing against the wall, he starts cutting against the wires and pipes. I was like,
Plunge cuts right into the drywall. Now look at this. You're not cutting into any dangerous live wires or plumbing.
what if I don't know how deep drywall is?
If you want to see what 13 inches looks like.
Like, I haven't thought about this at all. It's like, oh, no, it said it's safe. And, like, you're coming off a small argument about whether or not you should be the one to be cutting holes in your wall to hang a TV. I got it. It has the guard. And then you overconfidently punch through, and then you've burnt down a neighborhood again.
Outdoors is so
Dan,
dangerous.
you wanted to say precision.
And talk about precision.
You want to say that out of a saw, but I knew you couldn't because I know you don't believe it.
I also can't read my own
No,
handwriting.
you don't believe
But yeah, no, it's and also in the way that they talked about precision was really weird too, right? It wasn't like
that can't be real.
Yeah.
But nobody's like that. Nobody.
Well, it's like, oh, it weighs nothing and it can go so fast. It's like works against itself when it can supposedly be all of these things. It can't be everything at once, guys.
Nothing is ever as simple as it sounds, is it?
We can't all be Joe Fowler.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Fowler.
What do we got?
The decision is yours. You have a choice.
Dave, I think I'm with you. I think it's a safety play.
Best play I've ever seen a free safety make.
So congratulations to the concept of safety.
That's sensible.
We are going out on a limb.
The blade is always surrounded by the blade guard, keeping fingers safe.
Joe, I used to be afraid of power tools, but not this one.
I hate this saw.
I did not want to hurt myself.
Safe and no damage to pipes and cables and safe.
Next up, best anti-saw propaganda.
I hate this saw.
I know it replaces 7 saws.
7.
But there were 4 saws that were in his crosshairs. The first was the jigsaw.
I want to play a game.
Because jigsaws are not just dangerous, they have an exposed blade, but you gotta use pilot holes.
Finally, we've got Nathan doing his pilot holes.
Stupid. And it's dumb and takes a year and a half. And by the time you cut that hole, your kids aren't even gonna be in college anymore.
Proving a point, you don't have to celebrate, Frank.
Goes after the circular saw. That 14-pound weight from 1927. Can I get rid of this thing? That anchor?
Get rid of this 14-pound archaic weight, can I?
Use it for an anchor.
Thank you.
Guys?
You guys?
Yeah. Not a big circular saw guy. I guess it's the weight. They're heavy.
I've been heavy all my life.
Tile saw. Tile saws have a number of problems, mainly that they are wet because they use water to keep the dust down when you cut tile.
Wet? You gotta have it wet.
Because they don't have a Flowbee attachment. Idiots.
Wet and easy to work with.
And last, but certainly not least, is the bandsaw. Because bandsaws are bandsaws and large and dangerous, but also if you have to cut something over a half an inch, Mark, to your point, very effective. Sorry to go against the propaganda, but those are the big 4 that Big Joe was really taking big swings at.
I hate this saw.
I think this one's easy. It's not competing against a bandsaw. It's doing that for fun. The tile saw is a reach. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't.
Tile, everybody.
What?
No one's ever going to be a circular saw. It's like the best tool you can have.
A circular saw for that.
I don't know if you guys have ever used a jigsaw.
Up until now, you've simply sat in the shadows.
I've used one exactly once.
Scary.
It's terrifying. And it's almost as terrifying as when, I forget the guy's name, anybody, who uses it with his pilot holes. Nathan. But that bit is fantastic.
That's right. This is Jigsaw here, and I'm being real careful not to wander off the lines.
Yeah. I think they could have beat up the jigsaw in this infomercial, and they didn't. It's got to be the jigsaw.
Well, there's so many negatives about the jigsaw.
Equal competition to the Rotorazer. I think that they could have exploited more. Definitely jigsaw for me.
You don't know me.
Mark, I feel, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, that you might have something to say about that related to the tile saw and the abuse that it took.
You're damn right. So you're not remodeling your bathroom with one
I'm sorry.
of these things.
Actually, you can do construction, remodeling, or crafts. Sorry to correct you there.
You use it for construction, remodeling. You can even use it for craft projects.
It's just an editor's note. Go ahead.
No, thank you so much for the clarification. You are not remodeling anything with this. You're not retiling with it, but you are cutting out a piece of shit tile that you have broken or chipped off. So this is a good tool to pick and choose little battles in your house.
Choose your blade.
And I do like that about it. And they did do a couple of nice, like, let's kind of take this little patch out of the wall, do that, whatever.
A door handle punched a hole in the drywall.
I thought the tile piece there was probably the biggest pain in the ass.
Here's an expensive problem. Damaged tile.
Because if you have one tile that's broken, you're like, what's my solution? Like retile the whole thing, call somebody.
Get a new house.
This is a really nice Band-Aid to it. Yeah, get a new house.
One time my refrigerator stopped working. I didn't know what to do. I just moved.
Like burn it down, build one over it, like whatever. But so
yeah, all right.
If this is where they're going with this product, I get on board with it. So yeah, it's the time.
Yeah.
And you got the decider.
Heavy lies the crown. Sort of thing.
So I agree that the jigsaw is definitely the like-to-like comparison.
This is your wake-up call.
I'm with you, Dave. I used a jigsaw correctly once or twice in the house, and then another time I was like, oh, I'm going to use this as a really dangerous hedge trimmer replacement because I'm going to throw this out when I'm done with it because I don't like having it in my house. So I was like, oh, I want to see if I can I want to cut some shrubs with this. It didn't go well.
Done!
It makes the most sense to line up against that, but I did feel like the way that they tried to build it up, they took the battle against the jigsaw a little bit for granted.
Most people are so ungrateful.
Because they know that's the head-to-head, that's the comp. And to really build up the case for why is this a differentiated little baby saw can do so much, is that it can also go to war against a big, bad, soggy tile saw.
It's the tile saw.
So, for that reason, tile saw, baby. Congratulations on your Ronnie. We'll be sending it to all the tile saws out there. Oh, no, wait. To the Rotorazer. Fuck tile saws. Hey-oh.
Tile, everybody. everybody. Damaged tile.
I am blown away by what this does with tile.
The Rotorazer tile blade cuts right through all the ground. Look at this. I hate this saw. It's the tile saw. We have the diamond blade for tile. There you go.
Gentlemen, it is now time for the Ronnie for Best Cut. Our nominees are flank, filet mignon, sirloin, sorry, that's a different best cut.
Funny!
The best cuts in this infomercial. I pulled up a different thing. The plunge cut.
Marcy can plunge.
Straight line.
It cuts a straight line.
Cutting corners.
Cut a corner in no time.
Cutting tile.
I am blown away by what this does with tile.
Bringing it back. Back. Cutting metal. Cutting pipes.
And when it comes to pipes.
And cutting carpet.
Or how about a saw that cuts carpet?
Dave, what's your favorite cut, babe?
I like all of them.
That's incredible.
I like the tile cut.
Granite tile.
I like the corners.
The veneer on the corners.
Love the pipes.
If you want to see what 13 inches looks like.
The carpet's interesting.
Is anybody interested in
But
abs?
the plunge cut.
You know what? I could plunge cut with this.
Just spoke to my sensibilities because that felt like the one that they had to workshop
muscle.
Come up with, because it's kind of what this thing does that other things don't do.
That's all I do.
Felt like they could have used it more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a couple more real quick.
I mean, the plunge cut basically is every cut, you know?
Before watching this infomercial, have you ever said the phrase plunge cut before?
No. But in the future, will I be excited to say plunge cut? Yes.
Okay, and follow-up question, plunge cut versus extrude.
Why is it extrude?
Which word is more likely to be featured in your vocabulary on a daily or weekly basis?
Extrude, but I wish it was plunge.
Fair. Okay.
It looks magic.
Dave's all on the plunge.
Did they actually cut tiles in this, or was it just around tiles? They definitely cut.
They cut
through
some tiles. There was also one of the
Yeah.
testimonials. The lady tiled her counters,
Tile, everybody.
which is weird.
They look okay.
I look okay.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm pretty excited about it.
So I got to go tile, knowing that it can cut tiles off and also shape a tile to fit a hard-to-reach corner.
It's not that
We
hard.
got a homer here.
I'm sticking on tiles because that's what I do.
That's all I do.
For me, I like the pipe versatility.
And when it comes to pipes, well, Rotorazer has never met a pipe that it couldn't cut.
Because pipes are only involved in plumbing, and that is one thing I have no interest in getting involved in because I know that's a disaster.
A disaster.
I know that's something that I can't undo. So to think that I would buy something big, I got all these goddamn pipes to cut was insane. I think that's such a niche.
Cutting into any dangerous live wires or plumbing.
The crafters, the ladies who want to start cutting some stuff around the house.
Don't tell my husband.
The guy who's like, I wish I could make dog houses faster. Those are all
My
like,
son and I had a doghouse.
all right, I get that. I don't know if I've ever watched pipes get cut before. All the other stuff I think I've actually seen.
Let's see it.
Right? Like I've seen a plunge cut. I didn't know it was called a plunge cut, but I'd seen it.
I can't believe this. I'm telling
I know what straight lines are. I know that corners exist and that tiles have to be cut.
Wet, you gotta have it wet.
I did like the way that they did kind of shit on tin snips for cutting through that piece of aluminum foil a couple of times.
You know what? Even when I use tin snips and our metalworking, it's not that smooth.
Yeah, that was great.
Especially when they had assassin adjacent Sean Hinckley out
Back and to the left.
there to talk about just how amazing of a product the Rotorazer was. And it's like, oh, come on, look at that. You cut through that metal? I was like, wow. So God, that makes me remember Barry Ozer. That's fantastic.
Remember Barry Ozer?
Again, just like the Bowflex, it was all about the pipes.
It feels so good.
So we have a split decision, split the jury here. We can plunge our pipes into the tiles and we can build a bathroom, I guess. So good for us.
Yeah, bathroom wins.
Oh, shit.
Agree to disagree.
It's time for the Rotorazer challenge. The tile saw is plunging right in. Oh, look at you go. I hate this saw. Tile, everybody. And when it comes to pipes, uh-oh.
Our next award category is the best thing that Joe made. So Joe, and reflecting now on Dave, how you kind of laid out the expected path for how things went from a production and editorial standpoint on this shoot, I'm guessing that Joe brought a couple things to the table and he's like, these need to happen.
Let me see that.
One of them was finishing a birdhouse that was already done and had two pieces that were too long that needed to just be cut so that it would be flush and sit flat, which I was looking at it and I was like, well, if you're measuring everything else, why don't you just measure those and then put it together? You wouldn't leave 2 pieces to cut at the end then. That's awful. But then I saw the joy that Joe got from doing it himself, and he was very proud, which made me proud of him.
I don't care.
Which made me proud of me.
Shut up.
So Joe Billings Birdhouse, our first nominee.
Let me finish my project.
And the second nominee was Joe's magical hose hack.
Somebody ran over the hose again.
Apparently, there's multiple epidemics, and one of them is that people are ruining the ends of their hoses. They're running over them with cars or something. And I also guess that hoses are very expensive.
Well, don't spend the money to replace it.
So what Joe did was he took his
Here's what you do.
Rotorazer and just cut off the end of the hose, and then had this other piece of equipment that was a new hose spigot piece, and then a separate set of clamp to put on, just like these other things that don't have anything to do with the tool. And it took about 2 minutes to fix a hose because he's saving money.
That's economical!
It was so weird. It felt really out of place, and I loved it.
Dan, this is called low-hanging fruit.
Got any berries?
You catch it with one person out there that had it.
People just like you.
Instant sale.
That's $150 in Uncle Joe's pocket, I guess.
It's like so niche, it's going to get somebody's attention.
It got mine.
Speaking of niche, do you think that there would be a market or maybe an add-on that they could have offered to go with the Rotorazer of a mostly finished birdhouse with 2 more cuts remaining that you can finish and then say that you built a birdhouse? If you'd like to have the birdhouse package included, just add $4.99 to your last payment. It's like, no.
You do pay a small shipping expense of under $5.
Honey, I built the birdhouse. I told you saw it was worth it. Like,
That's rubbing it in, but it's a good point.
Yeah, it is.
Proving a point, you don't have to celebrate it,
I
Frank.
would go with the hose hack because you've seen an old hose before. You could make a new hose from the old.
Take me to church.
You can't do that. I go with the hose hack just because him, creating the urgency that like, hey, you got to fix your hose. You know what I mean? Fantastic.
Outstanding.
You got to put your hose on a leash.
It's your mama joke. So yeah, the hose hack was just ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Nice.
It was fun. I got to go with that one. The birdhouse was sillier the more we keep talking about it, actually.
So this is really like a crash winning best picture sort of thing. Like nobody's gonna win right here. But Dave, you're right. These are both hacks. These aren't crazy projects. These are just things like, oh hey, I have this thing. Maybe I can think about cutting this head of the hose off and finishing this birdhouse or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's what Joe did. He gave you those house hacks sort of things. But the birdhouse, I do think it makes your mind think more about those projects that you can build with it. And it's like a step into that direction of being like, oh, I can make a box. I can make this. I can make this.
I built a portable storage locker.
With the hose hack, it's just like, oh, quick little chop the head off and move on. But yeah, I got the birdhouse. But yeah, this isn't good.
Yeah. Okay. Another business idea. I think this is, just great energy tonight. That's why I'm feeling this. How about side company, sister product of Blade Air? It's called Captain and Crew Crafts. And what it is we build the craft 90%. And then we send it to you to tap in the birdie putt. All you do is do the last thing. Maybe you paint it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go to college. Maybe you don't. But seriously, about the sunscreen. But the crafts are basically done. We send it to you so that you can tell your significant other that you made something for them, and technically you did because you put on the finishing touches. Captain and Crew Crafts. What do you think?
Isn't that the same as like hunting at a place that like stocks its entire land?
It's slightly less morbid and terrifying, but yes, similar concept. Yes.
Yeah, less dungeon and more.
So it couldn't be a product, Dan. It would have to be like
service.
A class. Yeah. Or like it would be a class sponsored by Rotorazer.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying it's like Etsy, but they don't quite finish it. You have to finish it because that's what you want to do so you can take some credit for it. Like, you're part of the team, pal. Yeah. It's Captain and Crew. Like, hey, here's Tom. He hits it off the tee. He bought the wood. And maybe that's how it goes. It's like the chain of events. Make it a social thing. Oh, how about that? Right? So it's a group of people. All right, it gets shipped to me first. I have to do the cuts and send things. Then I send to you. We include all the shipping, the materials, the outline, the design, and all the steps. And then after I finish my steps, it gets to the box, goes to you. You do the next thing, goes to the next guy. And then at the end of it, you and your 4 friends have built a shitty birdhouse.
2 words, team building. 2 more words, corporate retreat.
Fucking do this. Why are we rich?
I've been a rich man.
God damn it. We're so smart and handsome. Woo! All right. Congrats to us and congrats to the hose hack. Woo!
Somebody ran over the hose again and repair it with Rotorazer. Say goodbye to the old, slip on the new sleeve. I hate this sauce. Problem solved. You just saved time and money. Thank you, Rotorazer.
Okay, our last award category, best wordplay. So Joe gets pretty cute, and he does it right out of the gate. His first little bit of wordplay, the bit starts at 10 seconds. The actual pun comes at 16 seconds into the 28-minute infomercial with, and a jigsaw? And with all those different blades, that job's turned into an expensive jigsaw puzzle.
And a jigsaw? And with all the different blades, that job's turned into an expensive jigsaw puzzle.
Right? Our next nominee comes in at just shy of the 4-minute mark. The Rotorazer is the answer to your prayers because no one else compares.
And Rotorazer is the answer to your prayers because nothing else compares.
Okay. And around the 18-minute mark, as they're going into the home improvement store, did the Rotorazer make the cut? Let's find out.
Did the Rotorazer make the cut? Let's find out.
So it didn't make the cut, and it's okay. At just shy of the 24-minute mark. Never fear, Rotorazer's here.
Never fear, Rotorazer's here.
And last but certainly not least, right before we hit the sting, any project, big or small, the Rotorazer can do it all.
Any project, big or small, Rotorazer can do it all.
Good night, wood. Good night, carpet. Good night, Rotorazer cutting the carpet. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I don't know if we have to pick a winner, if we should just bask in the glory of Joe owning the script to this infomercial.
Mark, pick one.
Any project, big or small, the Rotorazer can do it all. Except if it's too big of a depth that you're cutting, you won't be able to do it.
Oh, gosh.
So make sure any project, big or small, between an inch or half an inch.
If you want to see what 13 inches looks like,
the Rotorazer can do it all. So yeah, I'm picking that one as the ironic winner.
As Dan would say about kissing cousins.
Wet, you gotta have it wet.
Any project, big or small, Rotorazer can do it all. And never fear, Rotorazer's here. Clearly kissing cousins. His delivery on never fear, Rotorazer's here is lights out, and I love it.
Yeah. Never fear, Rotorazer's here.
Couldn't get it out of my head. That's my pick and my favorite one.
We're all winners here today, guys. I think Joe's the winner. Congratulations to Joe for staying true to himself. You know, there's no Joe Fowler more Joe Fowler than Joe Fowler. That's right.
Any project, big or small, Rotorazer can do it all. Then Rotorazer is the answer to your prayers because nothing else compares. Did the Rotorazer make the cut? Let's find out. I hate this sauce. And a jigsaw? And with all the different blades, that job turned into an expensive jigsaw puzzle. Never fear, Rotorazer's here.
Well, congratulations to all of our Ronnie's winners. It's been a hell of a night. Congratulations to the Rotorazer. I think the Rotorazer really cleaned up in this one. Who'd have thunk?
By itself.
Because you've got the vacuum attachment. Fast, clean, and safe.
So, as we come down the home stretch, a couple things we didn't get into all that much detail about because it wasn't worth our very precious time. The Marcy versus Nathan battle.
It's time for the Rotorazer challenge.
Sean Hinckley, the career contractor.
That's some bullet.
If you're so goddamn interested, you watch the infomercial, okay? We can't do everything for you. We're doing our best here, all right?
That looks good. Can I have one of those?
But there is one thing we haven't talked about that I need to discuss with you gentlemen, and it's the brief segment where Joe is fixing the punched hole in the drywall from a door handle.
A door handle punched a hole in the drywall.
So this is where he plunge cuts.
Plunging right in.
Does the square, demonstrates how quick and easy it is. He doesn't hit any pipes or wires. He's very proud of himself.
With the Rotorazer, you can completely control the depth of the blade. No cut on the wire, just a beautiful cut on the drywall.
He patches it, so he puts the new piece of drywall in.
Right over the hole.
Obviously, they're not going to show the whatever. They're not going to show the spackle or the paint because that takes time. We're all about fast, speedy, clean America.
Not anymore.
Once he's done with his fix, and the whole thing has been at like between eye and shoulder level the whole time. It's been very clear, eye and shoulder level. It's been this one spot, this one square, eye and shoulder level. And then when he's done, he points at like mid-stomach of the wall. He's like,
I hate this sauce.
You can't see anything at all on that wall. And I was like, Joe, what's up? The fuck, man?
And talk about precision.
So that was the one thing that was disappointing is they could have just put out a new piece of drywall and he could just point to the right spot.
Let's go to the drywall.
That was the one thing that was a little bit of a bummer from Joe throwing a perfect game.
I hate this
So
sauce.
all that being said, warts and all, would either of you guys buy the Rotorazer?
No.
Can't believe
Not
it.
even close. Yeah.
You're just not crafty enough. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm not crafty enough. I'm not creative enough to use it. I'm not.
You ever cutting carpet?
I don't run over my hoses. I don't
Somebody ran over the hose again.
really care too much about the birds outside my house.
I've never had bread that moist before. It was so juicy.
I'm not really destroying tiles in my house.
Here's an expensive problem. Damaged tile.
No, all the things that I did like about it,
I hate this sauce.
not for me.
I have a fun answer. So I think no.
I can't believe this. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't.
See, mine was fun too.
But
You guys suck at being fun.
no, but a more fictional me who is maybe at one of these pitch things, and I get my hands on one of these, and I get to be Marcy.
Do you realize what you're cutting?
I'm cutting metal. This is amazing.
You know, but in like a surprise scenario, I don't think I would have any choice but to buy it. You know what I mean? You know, okay, being totally honest, if I just went to Lowe's and I was like, I need tools, you know what I mean? I'm not buying
And
it.
you walked in and Uncle Joe's
You know what?
camping there.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
hey, handsome, why don't you grab this bad boy? Let's see how you do on these. You got 10 snips? Forget 10 snips. And you're like, I hate 10 snips. This is so cool.
$60, Joe.
Here, can I sign all the waivers? Can I sign more waivers? This is so, I can't believe I'm here right now.
Yeah, pressure situation, I'm buying it.
Dan, that's not fair though. That's of course I'm giving the ironic sale too.
Yeah.
Joe shows up or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
But Dave,
yeah, in the dream scenario where Joe Fowler is selling you this in person, you'll buy everything from him, including the song.
In the surreal world of infomercial that we're in,
The surreal world of infomercial.
in the surreal world of the pasta maker, I'm not buying the pasta maker. You know what I
I'm
mean?
always
In the
amazed
surreal-
that you can get juice out of a carrot.
You know something? It always amazes me how you can get juice out of a carrot.
You've gotten a mixed, mate. You've gotten a mixed now.
That's some bullet.
Oh, wait, no, you haven't. Sorry, I do.
Yeah.
Carrot flavored pasta?
Carrot rigatoni.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh.
Cut him.
dude, cut him.
Look where we're at.
I wouldn't buy it either, to be honest with you. I got saws. I don't use them. I'm trying to be better about not destroying my house, thinking that I can fix shit because I'm not handy. So I'm trying to not pretend that I know what I'm doing. It's a part of my maturation process.
Dump it in.
But what I would do, and I actually considered doing, even though I don't need it, was to order one and then keep the 350-piece drill bit and driver set that they send with it at no extra cost and just send the fucking saw back.
Order right now and we'll also include this professional 310-piece contractor's drill bit set.
Way too many pieces. And it reminded me of the Popeel bag of flour.
You get a package of semolina flour.
Reminded me of the full-size bullet blender.
A family-size bullet blender.
And I was like, wait, so you said that you're replacing all these tools and you don't need to drill pilot holes anymore. However, here's every drill bit ever and a mountain of screws and a mountain of wall anchors and all this shit for all these other things that this tool doesn't do and really isn't that associated with. I was like, why do they got all these drill bit sets? Why are they just giving them away?
As we have learned from learning about these infomercials, it seems like it's necessary to the pitch and to the infomercial.
You're playing the game, right?
You
Yeah.
have to throw out the most ornate and ridiculous thing that you can add to the simplest thing. That's
And I
part
tell
of
you
it.
what, it's worth every penny.
Believe me, it's well worth it.
and if you want to look at one more piece that they throw in is the case that it comes in.
Yeah.
Whenever you're promoting the case to something, you know you got nothing.
I was like, wait.
You got no, it's like the case really like
the hose and
I'm coming to you because I got problems at my house.
What are you gonna
that I
do?
need
Just
help
case of
with.
beer.
give me a loose saw and blades? Like, what the fuck? Like, how's it showing up in my house?
It better come with a fucking case.
That's really dangerous. Kids have those blades. You said they're the sharpest blades ever. You're not gonna put them in a case? You insane? Yeah, they gave you the what was it, $20 for the case? So that's your extra payment, the $30 vacuum cord, the $20 case that they throw in. It's like, hey, Joe, come on. Like, well, then take all the fucking drill bits. Fuck you. All right, take my drill bits. You have to be so mean.
Joe's the actor. He didn't write this script. He's a star.
He got to riff a little though, and that's why I love so much about him. It was fun. It's fun hanging out with Joe Fowler.
Well, that's good.
And I look forward to doing that as much as possible going forward. I mean, mainly my free time, nothing to do with the show. Just watching a lot of Joe Fowler clips and bits. And one other thing that we for sure need to talk about is how this show ends. Not our show, Joe's show. How Joe Fowler goes to war against his Rotorazer and tries to murder it.
I hate this song.
On this infomercial. He goes on a warpath. It's like he snapped.
All the band is out on the field.
And I love the part. So after he mashes it onto the cinder block, he's trying to
Well, let's put it to the ultimate test.
break the blade, show how strong it is. He says, keep it going.
I'm not done. Keep it running.
It's like with someone in his ear, like, Joe, don't do it. Joe, not the stone grinder. Keep it going, baby. Woo! Okay. Goes over the stone grinder, smashes it against that, and then the limp across the finish line as the poor saw, this poor battered, beaten, brutalized saw.
I hate this
limps
saw.
through that thin piece of wood and gives the most disappointing cut of the entire show.
Can Rotorazer cut through this wood panel?
I rewatched that more than any other part of the infomercial.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
That, I mean, we were looking for our Hazel moment.
Did somebody say muffins?
That flurry at the end, those might have been our muffins right there.
It is if you want it to be.
Where Joe is, like we said it a few times, but the boy is gone. And he is cutting goddamn cinder blocks.
I did not want to hurt myself.
And going against the stone
And
grinder.
put it right up against his stone wheel grinder.
He's just proving that, he's not human, neither is that saw.
So you've seen it all, and you're still not convinced that Rotorazer is the real deal?
It comes a little too late, though, doesn't it?
No.
For it to be the Hazel moment.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
To be Hazel. But think about it this way. Like, you're up.
Hashtag be Hazel.
You're partying. You're drinking with your friends. The end of the night is when you do the fucked up stuff. This is when you're like, I'm jumping off the roof.
I am a golden god!
John, he was drunk on this tool, man. He was drunk on the excitement people got. And he was like, this is my, I'm letting off all the firecrackers and fireworks right now. This is my grand finale.
Yeah, that was Bachelor Party Joe.
Yeah, so.
But does it help?
I mean, yeah, right? Every saw that I own.
Not anymore.
I always make sure I do the cinder block stone grinder challenge before I bring it into my home or choose to use it.
This is more abuse than you put on your blade in 20 years.
The most ridiculous part of the show. They had to put it at the end, though, because one, he definitely broke that saw.
I hate this saw.
Yeah.
Like, he broke the floor model. And two, if you put that anywhere else in the infomercial, you'd stop watching it.
That's all I do.
If it got to that at like minute 6,
No, not 6.
he's going to cut up a body at the end of this.
Yeah.
They're going to show footage of Robert Durst in his apartment cutting up that guy. Like, that's what the Rotorazer is good for.
Kill them all. Of course.
They didn't say that, but
It's for all those fucked up people that
Thanks a lot, Lynn.
like have something in their mind. They're like, we want to do karate in the garage sort of thing. It's
You
like,
want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
hey, we want to be the ones that just go fucking nuts with
now
these
the tuxedo
tools.
seemed kind of fucked up.
That's what that part was for, I think.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. You guys don't believe me?
the pyromaniacs, the destruction, the people that like destruction.
The hungriest gorillas in your house.
He leads into it with, you're not sold yet.
So you've seen it all, and you're still not convinced that Rotorazer is the
You're
real
still
deal?
not sold? Well, check this shit out. Bam. Eat that. I'm like, wow, Joe. Okay. All right. Then,
I felt like it was more just for him.
yeah, he did 26 minutes for us and 2 for him. And I'm glad he invited us. That was pretty sweet of him. That was great.
That is the quality and durability you will not find in any other tool. And now you know why the pros count on Rotorazer. Here's how to order.
I want to find him in some of those movies. Does he have any lines?
Got any berries?
Does he speak in Cobra? Like, or when he's a reporter in Independence Day?
Welcome to Earth.
Or D2 the Mighty Ducks? Does he ask any pointed questions?
If he's on IMDb, he's got to have a few lines.
Right?
To be.
Because
He
he's
might be on like
Fag,
television
yeah.
screens as reporter. Like it might be one of those sort of things, but Oh, he did some WWF stuff.
The All-Americans, captained by Lex Luger.
The dude's been money for like almost 40 years.
He's awesome.
He's led a charmed life.
There's Joe Fowler into a charmer.
It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to you guys for hanging out. It's been a great time. Guys, do we miss anything? Anything else to say before we go? Or are we out of here? We're going to go start cutting some stuff.
Yeah, I got to cut my hose head off. So, yeah. Yep.
I don't think we should have any fear. The Rotorazer's here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow on your preferred podcast medium. And for all things Call Now, visit callnowpodcast.com. And if you want to connect with the boys, you can find them at Call Now Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, or send them an email at callnowpodcast@gmail.com. And if you can't fight the urge to pick up the phone and call now, you can leave them a voice message at 617-356-7439. And if you call in the next 30 minutes, you might just be the next star of Call Now. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you tune in next time to Call Now.
Thank you for listening. This has been a B+ effort. We'll try harder next time.